I want to welcome everyone to this bonus session, this bonus workshop here at the FBLA Learn to Lead conference this morning. Again, our workshop is PBL 101. We'll be discussing top 4 things you need to know about Virginia Phi Beta Lambda and Phi Beta Lambda in general, the collegiate division of FBLA. My name is Maheen Sanchez. I am a 3rd year at the University of Virginia, and I am serving this year as your state president of Virginia Phi Beta Lambda.
Hi everyone, I'm Mary Larkin Jalfit. I am the co-director of communications and engagement for Virginia PBL, and I am a 2nd year at the University of Virginia. Yeah, so just to walk you guys through what we plan to talk to you about today, first we're going to start off talking about our conferences, and then we're going to move to competitive events, and then career development experiences, and then finally we're going to touch on membership benefits.
So to start off with conferences, if you were a part of FBLA in high school, if you've already been part of PBL, or even other organizations such as DECA, you know how important these conferences are. Mary, you've attended a couple. I think one of the things about the conferences is they just make you, part of it's, particularly for PBL, you feel so much more intimate with people because it's a little bit of a smaller organization, so you get to know everyone so much better, be it at your local chapter, your state, nationally, particularly at the national conferences. It's a really great way to both travel and engage with people across colleges and across states. Like Mary, I don't know, what have been some of your favorite experiences from these conferences?
Yeah, so I definitely think that at the conferences, one of the biggest things is, like you said, just meeting people from other states, other chapters. I know that I've made some friends with these people, and I still keep up to them, from today. We still chat every once in a while, every month or so. So I think it's really great to be able to build those friendships from people that you never would have met otherwise.
And I think part of that's just, for example, workshops, because there's so much less people, right? So much smaller. The content is so much more based off of things that are applicable to stuff you're studying or stuff you're interested in versus, for example, the more broad topics at high level. So it's Asian in that way, and it's so much more natural, big friends that way, at least in my opinion. So with our conferences, so we have in a traditional year, right? We have a couple of conferences both at the state and national level. Kind of chronologically, we start off with the Fall Leadership Conference in September, October here at the state level, which is basically what this Learn to Lead conference is this year. And there you get to meet the new officers, chapter members, learn chapter development skills, items like that. Right after that, at the national level, we do the PBL Career Connections Conference, traditionally in New York City. That's normally around late October. And there you get to travel to over 100 different businesses, get to meet executives. I got to go to the Uber headquarters last year, which was really great. So it's a really great and encompassing experience. After that, in the spring semester, we start off with the State Leadership Conference in March and April. And just like if you go to Reston for FBLA, you get to experience both the competitions, and also if you win your competitions, it's a one-way trip to the National Leadership Conference, which this year is in Anaheim, California, this coming June.
Yeah, so as Maheen kind of said, our competitions are pretty similar to our high school division. So PBL allows members to compete in such a large variety of competitions, and you can really find something that fits your interest or maybe a potential career that you're interested in. So our competitive events include things like business law, client service, digital media, and website design, and that's really just to name a few. I've competed in quite a few different events, and it's definitely fun to try to find some that you like, and then maybe you don't, but then you can always try again next year. So there's different types of events. There's tests, performance events, case studies, and role plays. And this really just gives you the freedom to, compete in aspects that you're comfortable with, and you don't have to push yourself too far if you don't want to. So after finding an event that you really like, you'll have the ability, like Maheen said, to compete on the state and national level. And if you are to be successful, then you'll be able to be nationally recognized and awarded. And as Maheen said, you kind of have this opportunity to visit these amazing cities where our conferences are held. And I've already been to Anaheim in the past with FBLA, and it was just so amazing. It was such an awesome experience. So yeah, we really encourage you guys to get involved in competitions. I think that it's an awesome way to just be more involved in PBL overall, and you definitely get to learn a lot of awesome skills that you may not have thought about before.
Yeah, and one of the great things about it is just the fact that you're able to, from those competitions, for example, I'm a government major, right? So, the finance competition doesn't even really appeal to me because I just don't know that much about it. So, for example, I'll do the performance events, and I did social media design last year, and that was more something that I like and something that's I can take my what I learn academically and more my personal interests and do a competition that I'll enjoy. Like I don't know for you, like what's been your favorite competition that you've done?
Yeah, so like I said, I've done a few different ones. There were definitely some that I tried out and thought that I wasn't gonna like. I tried out graphic design and I was like, oh, I don't really know that this is for me. And I ended up really loving it. The girl that I partnered with, it's a group event. The girl that I partnered with, we just absolutely like ran with it. We had so much fun. We learned so much. And I realized that like this is a career that I could genuinely see myself in. And it's also not a career that I was considering prior to competing in. So like we said, these are just like chances for you guys to try out skills that you're like not sure about, or maybe skills that you already love and just get more experience with them.
Yeah, and like for example, if you go to the national conference, they'll do test events. For example, last year one of them was political science. So they'll do different topics too that you can compete and win at competitions that you don't even compete and win at the state level. So you can. So there's a lot of paths and a lot of opportunities to develop your skill set, and that's kind of just one of the big things here at PBL is we have such a big focus on giving you the skills and the tool sets you need to get a job, which is right, our key goal, right, here in college, being able to find that job that fits your needs, fits your interests. And we do it holistically. I said this earlier, I'm a government major. So, again, we don't focus so much, for example, on finance stuff in the sense of we focus more on how to get that finance job versus the actual finance aspect of it. For me, that's perfect because that helps me in in my academic studies be able to pursue stuff, but still have those skills, particularly those soft skills, networking, being able to people, be able to reach out to mentors, experience talking to mentors, writing resumes, stuff like that that everyone needs, but you're not really going to get at most clubs. And we do it through workshops, we do it through webinars. Mary, you were part of the JPBL kickoff webinar we did a couple weeks ago. What was that experience like? Because that was something totally different than what we usually do in a given year.
Yeah, definitely. So like you said, Maheen, it was a very different experience than maybe we would typically do in a normal year. But I definitely think that it shows just how Virginia PBL and other PBL chapters can adapt in this change right now. Things aren't normal, but we were still able to provide our members with a good experience. And even though everything was online, it was a learning experience for us. And we definitely had a lot of fun doing it. And I think it's really encouraging to see that with everything being so different this year, that we can still give members such a good experience, and our officer teams can, we're working really hard, I think, to provide that experience to them.
Yeah, and I think part of that was just the fact that we have so much alumni in the organization that continue on in the organization, and they were so willing to be part of that kickoff event and some events we have coming up. And so you get access to people that, I mean, I would be scared to ask, right? Personally, especially if you're, a freshman and you're like, oh, I don't know how to reach out to people. The organization is a great way to do it. And there's so many opportunities to reach out and to network and ask for advice. And there are a lot of benefits, right, to membership at PBL too.
Yeah, definitely. So part of those membership benefits, we've kind of talked about the career development aspect, the networking aspect, the competitions and conferences, but there are also these added benefits that kind of come with your PBL membership. So being a member, you can get discounts at places like Amazon, Geico, Hyatt, and Men's Warehouse, and that's really just to name a few. We also offer several scholarships, and those are all listed on the current slide right now. And finally, there's a publication, PBL Business Leader. And this is a publication that only members have access to. And it kind of includes resources to help you and recognize you, includes some articles on leadership, PBL programs and awards, and just like some more access to career exploration. There's a more extensive, exhaustive list on our website. So we really would encourage you guys to check that out because aside from the tangible things like going to conferences and stuff, we also have some more benefits that you may not be aware of.
And there's so many other benefits to the organization, to being part of PBL. But those are the big four. And again, we want to thank you for joining us for this bonus session here at FBLA Learn to Lead. Again, for Mary and I, it's so great to be part of this workshop. If you have any questions, any at all, college advice, PBL advice, anything, feel free to reach out to us either via the Hoova app. You can just look up our names via the Virginia PBL community topic that's on the app, or just email us directly. Our emails are listed on the slide right now.
Yeah, so finally, as everything is very different this year, we really are trying to engage with you guys via social media. So we would encourage you all to follow all of our social media accounts, and they're linked on the screen right here, or they're on our link tree. So lately we've been really active on Instagram, and that's been awesome, being able to engage with you guys through that platform. So yeah, as Maheen said, this is another way to reach out to us. We really want to get involved with you guys. We'd love to hear feedback. If you just maybe need some advice, PBL wise or college wise, or just anything in between, we would love for you guys to reach out to us on those platforms, or like Maheen said, email us. But yeah, we would just encourage you guys to follow us. We are always posting updates about what cool events we have going on and doing Q&As and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun.
And again, we look so forward to talking to you. And one of the reasons we want to talk to you is through this survey. If you attend any of the Virginia PBL surveys, we would love to, or any of the workshops, we'll love to hear your feedback. What are some things you liked about the workshops? What are some of the things you didn't? Please, it should be on the screen right now, the feedback survey. So please do it, and it will really help us out. Also, as part of that, we want to invite you to one of our upcoming events. Virginia PBL has been around for a long time, and we're celebrating our 75th anniversary from November 13th through the 15th. More information will come soon, but it's a celebration of the past, present, and future of our organization with workshops, networking abilities, so much more. You're not going to want to miss that conference. So for, again, Mary and I and the entire Virginia Phi Beta Lambda team, we want to thank you for watching this bonus session here at FBLA Learn to Lead.